Hi everyone, welcome to this replay of our live crafting video recorded on the first Saturday of the month, our first one of 2021, and we will be live on our Facebook channel at the first Saturday of every month over on Come Crafting with Jill and Jez. So do go and find us on Facebook and join us if you can. In this video you'll be watching my crafting session, and there's another video for you to watch what Jez made in her crafting session. In my session we're making some Valentine cards. These are the cards that I made on the live in this colour scheme. Simple little cards, very pretty. So have a watch and craft along if you feel like it. It's a bit wonky to me, but I'll have to live with that. Right, okay, what are we making? We're doing hearts. So I started off, got my prototypes here. I started off making this card with the striped heart from the, what are they called? Meant to be. And yeah. I love this heart, and then it punches out with the die with the stitching and the scallops, and it's really pretty. And I did that, and I did these backgrounds by sticking together two of the layering squares. So I've got the little layering square here and the scalloped one, and I've just stuck them together with a bit of washi tape so that they cut out this frame.
That's a really good tip.
So so that was that one. But then I had these little squares left over that came from the middle. So then I thought, well, I need to make another card to use those. I can't waste them. So then I made this one, and I actually like this one better. I like this card better than that one. So I made that one as well. And I made it in reds because it was for Valentine's Day. But I'm not a real lover of red. It's not my favorite color, so I was trying to work out what other colors I could do. And then when I was typing up my notes this morning on the group, I thought, well, I'll just show them what could happen if you use a different shape. You don't have to do hearts. So I did this one and this one, which I know Jez will like because they're purple.
So, they're lovely.
And I did this with them from the Pierced Blooms. I think this is called New Die Set from the new mini catalogue, but exactly the same way. And I've used three shades. So here I used 3 shades of red. So I used Poppy Parade, Real Red, and Cherry Cobbler. And on this one I used all our 3 purples. So Purple Posy, Highland Heather, and Gorgeous Grape.
They go so well together. I really like them.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? I really like them. I liked it with the flower as well. I quite like that. You need the right size flower to fit your squares, or you just have to adjust the size of your squares. But I just thought I'd show you, see, as it was hearts and flowers, that you could do this with flowers. You don't have to do hearts. People might already have bought or made their Valentine cards, so not need any more for this year. But then I thought, now I'm putting together little care packages for my kids. I haven't seen them for so long, and I'd like to every Valentine I just like to either make them a little card or do a little something. And I saw a really good idea online, which was to send the ingredients for making a really nice hot chocolate, and you just put a little poem with it, which, if I can remember, it was something, make this drink in your favorite mug, and as you drink it, imagine it's my hug. And I just thought that's exactly what I want to say to them, because I'm desperate to give them all a hug. But that means that's fine for my girls, you know, that's a bit slushy, but they'll love it. But I've got to do it for Joe as well. Can't leave Joe out. So the most unslushy boy in the world is also getting one of these packages. But I thought I'd do it in a different colour for him. I didn't think I'd do it red. So I'm going to do it in shades of sort of turquoisey green.
Oh, nice, lovely.
Pill Party, Bermuda Bay, and Pretty Peacock. And I thought that would be quite nice for a boy to send to, and it wouldn't be too romantic, and he might not be too embarrassed in front of his friends. So I'm going to start off making card blanks in. So I'm going to do both cards fairly quickly. I'm going to make my card blanks in Bermuda Bay, which is the middle colour from my 3, and I'm going to cut it to, now I do this quite a lot. I cut a little sliver off A4 because it drives me mad that A4 doesn't cut in half to an exact measurement. So I cut mine to 14.5, and then you have a little sliver left over, but it means that when you're trying to cut panels and things, you can do it to round or ½ centimetres, and I just find that a lot easier. So I've got 2.
If you worked in inches, you'd be all right.
I know, but I don't work in inches. I do occasionally. Sometimes when I'm box making, I do, but because I need the scoreboard. But I tend to work in metric.
Yeah.
And I'm just scoring these at 10.5 just to make the card blanks. Like so. So 2 card. So you get 2 for the price of 1 here, really, for this card.
I was going to say, you're making 2 cards?
Yeah, I am. I'm making 2 cards, but because I wanted to use up the scraps. Really, I didn't want them to go to waste. And you could cut these. I put on my thing. So you could use any little image. You'd use these. I just like this idea of these three different tones of color. And you could use any image that you've got here. Little tiny butterflies would work. You know, whatever you've got in your stash. And if you haven't got dies to cut them out, you could fussy cut them. They do work better on this one if they've got a little bit of interest. So I think if that was just a plain heart, it wouldn't work as well as having the stitching and the scallop from the die. I think that works really well. And on the flower one, it works well with those dies because they've got stitching on them as well, and that just adds a little bit of something. So that does work quite well. Right, okay, so that's
you could probably do it with the little butterfly, and if you've got the little butterfly punch to go with it, you could put
I'm
down the spine.
I was trying to think what else you could do. Flowers, butterflies, other people
little
might have other
dragonfly
ideas. You could even do leaves, I guess, just a little sprig of leaves. You know, or we haven't got any in the catalogue at the minute, but I have done a similar design to this with cupcakes on before. You know, so things like that. I don't know if there's anything in the ice cream suite. It'll be a bit big. Right, okay, so I'm going to get out my little mini. I'm just going to turn my grid paper over just so that my mini doesn't scooch all over the place. What have I done with the plates?
Inches and metric.
Sorry?
Some people are going, you know, team metric, and you know, some people are ambidextrous and use both. And I have done projects with centimeters because it fitted better, but for the most part, I suppose because I was a sewer, and sewing is always yards and inches. And my mum taught me to sew, and my mum never converted to centimeters. So even though we did centimeters at school, you know, it did go metric, you know, when I was very young. It probably stems from mum teaching me to sew, why I'm still an inch person.
Yeah, as soon as we did metric at school, because of course I grew up when it was still inches and yards and things. But as soon as we did metric at school, I converted, and I just found it just so much easier. I just couldn't ever believe, and the same with the money. I couldn't ever believe that we'd gone so long with 12 shillings in a pound or whatever it was, and just what? And who invented that? I mean, it just made so much more sense to me to do it in tens.
Well, I mean, maths wise, I mean, I did A-level maths, so I was very, you know, I always used centimeters and you know, meter and whatever. But whenever I've been creating, you know, and I don't sew very much now, well, apart from paper. You know, it was always, when you're dressmaking, it's yards and inches. Well, it is in my head. Oh, there's lots of team inches. I probably out on my own, I know, but it's just me. No. The thing is, in terms of doing the conversion, it's not absolute.
It's not absolute.
So you end up making something a completely different size. So to be accurate, you'd need to make 2 things.
I know. Especially when it matters with boxes. I mean, with cards, it doesn't matter quite so much.
Because when I looked at Tina's blog for the sizes for this, I mean, hers was smaller. Hers was centimeters, and so I just worked it out what was the nearest inches.
Hard. And
but I find that's fairly simple and straightforward. But
when I'm using the scoreboard, I tend to do inches because I find that the markings easier. I've got the metric board, but they're not evenly spaced, the markings. I'm just stamping these in each of the 3 colours. So I've got all my bits here. I've die cut each of the hearts in the 3 colours. So it's Pool Party, Pretty Peacock and Bermuda Bay. I've got 3 frames in those 3 colours, and I've got the 3 squares. And I'm just going to do stamp and die cut. haven't got my sticker on the back. I'm going to have to put a sticker on the back of this stamp because it keeps coming off my pad. I tend not to put the stickers on. This is an old set, so it's not the cling stickers, it's the old ones. And I never put those on because they never stuck anyway. So
No.
Right, okay, so I've got my 3 hearts. So I'm just going to use the little stitched and scalloped heart to put over these. And as per usual, I'm going to use a little piece of washi tape just to glue them down.
I've had to do that because I now use my mini and I haven't got magnetic plate on it.
Yeah.
I've had to revert to using washi because on my big one I've got a magnetic plate, and I got so used to that I was like, oh, that moved. Why did it move?
No, I never got to grips with the magnetic plate, to be honest. I did buy one for my big shop, but
oh, I love it.
I reverted back to washi tape really quickly. Sorry, I'm off camera.
No, you're fine.
So yeah, I just stick with washi tape. I also, because I have loads of washi tape, I had a bit of a sort out the other day. I've got a 2-litre ice cream container full of washi tape, so I need to use it for something.
Yeah, I've got loads of washi tape. Embarrassingly amount of washi tape.
Right, okay. And just do this one, then that's all the die cutting, and we can start putting the card together.
Janice says she does metric for cards and inches for boxes as well.
Yeah.
But I think you have to for the school board's inches, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And it works. I'd use the scoreboard if the I don't know why they changed the placement of the grid, the lines on the metric one, because it goes like.
Oh yeah, you showed before. Yeah,
it
goes all weird after halfway.
Right, okay, that's all the die cutting and stamping, or most of the stamping.
Taking some water.
Right, okay, so I'm going to take my mat now, because I know my card is 14.5 by 10. I can trim my panel to 14. Oh, what have I done with that? No, 14 by 10.5 by 14.5. So I can trim my panel to 14 by 10, and I know that's going to give me a nice border round. There we go, 14. So that might actually be 10. So I do tend to cut down a lot of panels from Whisper White, so I've got a whole selection of them.
Yeah.
Just do the other one. 14.
I go through phases of cutting mats already.
Yeah, I just find I use them so much that I just try and have a whole pile.
Yeah.
Right, okay. So that's going to go onto my card blank and give us a little border, hopefully, all the way around like that. So just take a little bit of Tombow.
Somebody said, disappointed that Stampin' Up are not selling washi tape.
Yeah.
No, they haven't for ages. But what I didn't used to like is you used to have to buy like 5.
Yeah.
And I just like 1.
Yeah, I did
one
like
in
how
that
they
colour range.
coordinated with the DSP there. They had some nice patterns and things.
And Annette's saying she's got loads of Baker's twine. Yeah, so have I.
Yeah, yeah.
I really like Baker's twine. I use it loads.
Yeah, I don't tend to use it very much, and I've got loads.
But I mean, we didn't have any in the annual catalogue, did we? I don't think. And
no.
So I was jumping for joy when I saw 2 lots in 2 double packs in the mini.
Right. Okay. So I'm going to put this one together first. So I'm just going to remind myself at what level. Now, these cards look very simple, but they only look good because they are done very precisely. And I find that a lot of people mistake clean and simple cards and think that they're easy.
Easy, yeah.
They're not necessarily, because they have to be precise. So I'm going to measure 3.8 centimeters. Sorry, everybody, I'm in centimeters. 3.8 centimeters. I'll do a quick conversion in a minute, so that I know exactly at what height I want my squares to go. I just put a little pencil mark. I use these pencils all the time, which has got an eraser on the top, and they're not too darker lead, so they will rub out really easily. And then I use a little bit of post-it tape, which, since I did a project with it and talked about it, I've realised is no longer available. They don't make post-it, don't make it anymore, but you can buy other makes on Amazon.
All right.
It's a real shame.
I saw somebody else using that the other day, and I thought I really must buy some post-it.
Well, they didn't have a lot when I looked on Amazon. They didn't have it. So that's going to give me my lines where I'm going to stick my squares, and then up here I'm going to measure halfway. So I'm going to measure 7 centimeters, so I know the exact center. So this needs to be exactly right, otherwise it's going to look a mess. If you start doing off center or wonky, it won't look good. So the post-it tape gives you just a little, it just comes up a little bit, so you can push down against it and get it really flush with it. Gives you that little shelf there.
Yeah.
So just a little bit of Tombow around here. Just gonna grab a cocktail stick and smooth that out a little bit, because that's gonna squidge out and I don't want it squidging out like that. So I'm just gonna, I've got my center mark there, so I'm just gonna actually I've got a very clean die cut there as well, so I'm just going to take, sometimes you just get these little overhangs from a die cut. Oh, I don't want that.
Might have been me, Jess. Janice is just saying, might have been me, Jess.
What might have been her?
Oh, her using the post-it tape. It probably. Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a shame. I've used it. So I use it on the cards that I sell, my website on Etsy. I use it all the time to line things up. And I had bought 3, so I've still got some, but I thought, oh, I'll buy some more, and not there. And I've used
washi tape.
Yeah, I find occasionally washi tape though, unless you
take the sticky off,
it wrecks the cardstock. And of course with post-it tape you don't have to do that at all. Yeah. And also I'm really mean. I'm a really thrifty crafter, so I will use this bit of post-it tape again over and over again. And with washi tape you just discard it after. I can't use that over and over again. So yeah, but I mean,
I do my washi tape, when I take it off, it just gets stuck to the cupboard door below my film desk, and I've got drawers to the right of me here, so I've got washi tape stuck everywhere. It's like some weird decoration.
Yeah, I love the post-it, and it was really good for masking, because it's quite a good for masking. For a sentiment, you know, you can do some stamping, mask out of space for a sentiment, but they don't seem to make it anymore. I was wondering who else apart from us crafters would use it. I was wondering what people would use it for. Right, so there's my 3 frames, and I can now remove my washi tape, and they're all nice and straight and centered. How are we doing? Oh, we're going to run over 3 o'clock.
Soz. It's my fault.
Find my dimensionals. So
we've just had Ewan join us.
Oh, welcome, Ewan. Nice to have you here. Oh, I'm gonna try and do it with my pokey stick. I'm gonna revert to my tweezers. All sorts of things. If I could have a wish list of things that Stampin' Up would sell, one would still be the embossing buddy, because everybody needs an embossing buddy if they're going to do heat embossing, and the fact that they don't sell one anymore, I think, is a real tragedy. Am I going to do it in that one? Maybe in that one.
And the small pokey tool.
Yeah. Tweezers. I think everybody could do with a good pair of tweezers. What else was there? Oh, and the sand, you know, the Tombow sand eraser. I use that all the time, and they don't sell it. And they sell them. I bought mine. I think I bought a pack of 2 for £3.48 on Amazon. When I looked the other day, they're really expensive. They're like £5 plus £3 postage, and they're not due to come for about a month.
Right.
So, but yeah, I think we should be able to put a wish list together. I think some of these things they discontinue.
And she gets out. I keep going forward to the camera when I go reach something. One of them.
Oh yeah, I've got a time lag here. I can't see what you're saying.
It's the glue eraser.
Oh yeah.
That's
right. There we are. Now, so it's up to you what message you want to put on your card.
Love the colours.
Yeah, isn't it nice? I like it much better than the red, actually. I knew I would. And red's not my colour. Now I have got Happy Valentine's Day lined up on my block here. I won't tell you how long it took me to line these 4 words up.
I was exactly the same. putting Happy Mother's Day on.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if you look at it the other side, it looks like it's well wonky.
Yeah.
But it's stamped straight.
So what I did, I did the sentiment on this one first, and actually I cut out each word separately and stuck them on. But this one I did manage to line them up. They are reasonably straight, but now I can't remove them until I finish using it, because so my advice would be to cut. I don't think it looks any worse than being 3 separate words, but I'm just going to stamp onto here.
I also trimmed each edge of the, which I don't know if you can see. I did stamp surgery because otherwise I felt that there was too much
I had to do that as well.
Too much of a gap.
You get too big a gap. I'm gonna do this twice, just because I'm doing it and I need another one for the other card. So
loads of people use glue erasers.
Yeah. I mean, there's just all these little tools that that I think they could, but presumably, you know, it's just not worth them stocking them. They must have done a business case, I guess, for all of these things. But
I guess if you bought one, you don't need another, do you?
Yeah, no.
I mean, I had that. I'm not sure how long I've had that. Probably 20 years.
Yeah.
Maybe 15.
Well, I know that, you know, they have to make considerations about what they store in the warehouse. There's not enough room to store everything that they would like to. We know that when the new catalogue comes out, that they can't have 2 catalogues running at once. That went wonky, didn't help properly.
I do love me little trimmer.
Yeah, I love my little trim. Sad that that'd be another thing that'd come back and be for sale. Would be the little trimmer. Right, there we go. So we've got 2 sentiments here. I am nearly done.
Just checking the time. Got a new watch.
Oh,
it's a fitness watch.
Oh, steps.
And every half an hour it buzzes on my wrist to say time to get active.
Yeah, I do. I try and do my 250 steps every hour when I'm working, sitting in the craft room. I do try and walk around the house. Don't do my carpets any good though.
No.
So, but we haven't been out for a walk today, and Jeff was muttering about it, but it's meant to rain later, so I'm kind of hoping that by the time we finish it'll be raining. Right, that's that one finished. Quite like that.
Gorgeous.
Love it more than the red one. I would just quickly finish this one, just in case I'm mounting some of these things now. I've got them all ready. One of my daughters might get one of these as well, because actually neither of them are very girly girls, so they are lovely colours. Yeah, anybody would enjoy. Yeah, it was nice looking through our colour range and trying to work out what we've got 3 of though. It's quite interesting. You could do yellows, you could do greens, then purples. You could do darker blues. You could do the darker blue. You could do a navy and Pacific Point and those blues. Could do vintage. Yeah, I know you love a vintage. Oh, yeah. Tell me about it. Just moving this around. Good old Tombow gives you a bit of wiggle room to get it straight. Right. Okay. And then I think this was. Where did I put these ones? This one was. So somebody's like, what colours have you used? So it's Pool Party, Bermuda Bay, and Pretty Peacock. Yeah. Yeah. Really nice. I was going to use Coastal Cabana, but it wasn't different enough to the Bermuda Bay. Right, so that's 4.5 centimeters up. I've done this one slightly higher because these are slightly smaller squares. So just 2 little pencil marks. Line up your washi tape or your post-it tape or whatever you use. You can use a whole post-it. You could do this with the whole post-it. You know, one of the biggest post-its. One of the long ones. Yeah, I've got some of them. Yeah. And then I'm just going to mark in the centre as well. So I can You're welcome. Enter it. And then I'm going to put Pretty Peacock in the middle of this one, I think. It's a very simple idea, this, but I think it worked in lots of different colour schemes and with lots of different images. Yeah. So it's quite a nice, versatile design. And when you started doing your measuring, I thought, oh, I'd never do that. Too much of a faff. Yeah. But actually, it's not that bad. No, no. And it just makes just do 2 measures and put your tape
across. It's actually quite simple.
It just makes such a difference. I find, you know, when I see other people, I think, oh, that's not quite centered. Oh, you know, that just really. I mean, I'm eyeballing this space between these.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to be really precise, you could measure that if you don't trust your eye. But I think it just makes such a difference to get them really lined up really well. And then we just need some more dimensionals on the back of these, and then I just added a little gem to these ones in the center.
Lovely.
So.
I do love that combination.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
I've done Bermuda Bay and Pretty Peacock when I've done the dragonflies, and I really like that. She says, looking around, I thought it was just on my desk to inspire me, but I can't find it now. And I think they go really well together, but I would not have thought of putting Pool Party with it.
Yeah, I love how the colours tone, so you can't go wrong really.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to put that one on there.
Oh, do you know, I'm in a WhatsApp group, and it's really, really annoying that it keeps popping up.
Oh, there are some groups like that, aren't there?
Well, some of them, there's two groups. So one of them's Ed's family group, and they keep popping up saying happy birthday to Ed.
Oh, yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
But annoying when you're looking
what
at
I love is we've got a family group, and you hardly ever hear from my kids, except last night when the Spotify account was cancelled because we had a problem with our credit card and had to cancel it. We paid for our Spotify account, and suddenly all three of them was on, what's wrong with Spotify?
Yeah.
Oh, nice to hear from you too.
Yeah. I said I get that. Have you changed the password on Disney Plus?
My son rang up the other day and I said, oh, this is an unexpected treat to speak to you. And he said, yeah, I need some money. Oh, great. Not how are you, Mum? Right, and then I'm just popping a little gemstone. I'm using the biggest ones from our rhinestones, basic rhinestones, to go in the middle there. And then I've got my sentiment somewhere. Oh, well, you might have to, oh, there it is. I was going to say, you might have to imagine that. And I'm going to do this as a Valentine's card again, just because it's hearts. But it could be an engagement card, actually. Yeah. Be a wedding card.
Yeah, it could.
It could be a just because.
My friend's wedding dress was sort of very Pretty Peacock in colour. And so that would have been perfect.
It reminds me of Jessie's wedding, because Jessie's wedding was going to be Pretty Peacock and pumpkin pie. Was orange and teal. So when I got the Pretty Peacock out today, I thought, oh, Jessie's wedding. Not yet. There you are. Put them all out. There we go.
Oh, gorgeous.
Sets of clean and simple, but not necessarily easy cards.
Yes.
So there you are.
Yes, and simple doesn't mean to say they were simple to make, does it?
No, that's the thing. They have to be done. I think it's the precision that you need. If you're going to do simple, you need to be precise, because otherwise it doesn't work. So right, I shall turn my camera around to say goodbye. So thanks everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed making those little cards. Please pop over and watch what Jez made as well over on her channel, Jezza Create. She made a little box. And thanks for joining us today, watching our replay. Hope you'll join us live next month, 6th of March, on our channel, Come Crafting with Jill and Jez. So I'm signing off. I'm Jill.
I'm Jez.
Saying goodbye, and thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.